Racing begins at 12:05. We're back in the south of Joburg. It is turpentine and standside racing as of that 12:05. It is 9 races on the program, and it is the Bipot that we start with race 2, and that is where we introduce our tipster for the morning, our ever reliable and deadly tipster. That is Daryl. Very well done for the other day. Unfortunately, racing is racing. One of your horses that you liked didn't quite see it through, but Caretaker certainly did.
Yeah, we like Caretaker, and unfortunately, I belong. The horse that broke down. But yeah, we made Mr. Gerald Sadler's horse a racing certainty. Yeah. I don't know if you recall that, but it's easy afterwards.
Olivia's way. No, Olivia's way. Certainly, I mean, it was still unexposed, so you had to make a statement. So kudos to you.
Thank you. You know, Cecil, I live for 2 things, my family and racing at turffontein.
Oh, we know that. We do know that. Yeah. And it is standside racing, which I think a lot of people seem to have a preference for. But in race number 2, we've had a recent scratching added to Tipperary, and that is 8 Sapphire Rain. So that will be in the first leg of the Bipot. But I was just saying to one of my colleagues, it could be a good weekend for the owner breeders, and that is Turffontein. They've got Key Worker. And then they've got Mascarina running on Sunday. That could be a good double for the ownership. But Key Worker certainly looks to be the one. 4-10. Gavin Arena retains right for Stu Pettigrew. The 7 Flying Huffler is at 9-2. 9-1 about the 1. And that is the poor match at charge, who's certainly going to win a race sooner rather than later. 9-1. But I think Key Worker this afternoon holds, or Saturday afternoon, holds the key. Tell us more about your selection here. I see you have banked Key Worker.
Yeah, we can't look past this filly, Cecil. You know, she's showing good improvements in each and every start. You know, penultimate start, we've seen that form line being franked. Olivia's Ways come out and won again. Last time out, Do It With Diamonds has come out and run second in her handicap debut. But the third place runner, Mary Reid, won next time out.
That's right.
Now, if you look at her biggest danger, it happens to be the Mark de Kock trained Flying Huffler, who was well beaten by Mary Reid. So on a line through Mary Reid, it's very hard to see Key Worker get beat. So a natural banker in the Bipot. What I just want to say is Mark de Kock's pre-race comments with regards to Flying Huffler were very, very upbeat. And she's got a lot of scope for improvement. Yeah, so 4 from 7, the Exacta.
Okay, so let's confirm that it is banker the 4 in a leg number 1. It's an outlay of 120 Rand, and you've got to be on by 12:40. The PA, that will start with race 3 at 13:15. Of course, there is a friendly reminder that you are watching Weighted to Win proudly brought to you by Betway, the proud new sponsors of our local Premier League, that is the PSL. And of course, we're looking forward to the end of November, where good things are in store for us as we approach 2024's Summer Cup. But it is race number 3, a maiden plate over the 1800 meters. Very competitive affair with 1 or 2 useful sorts who have created reputations. The favorite is number 6, the Cane Trainer from the Robin Clarkson stable at 28-10, 7-2 is a 2 Storm Ahead. And then you've got a Man's Knight, and for an inform Manny Pandaram and Lorenzo Karim, that is at 15-4. It's 4-1. About 2 horses, 1 Dual Prophecy, and there are 3 Orangeman. Now I purposely pointed out the 1 and 3 because I want to start with the 1, Mr. Marie. You know the ins and outs here on the Highveld. Dual Prophecy, that first run, just tells you what sort of expectations that came about after that.
Yeah, Cecil, you know, my phone's been on silent since the 29th of March. This horse ran on the 28th of March. My bank manager's been trying to get hold of me. I did my absolute life on it. I thought it was a racing certainty.
Yeah.
Now, we all know he's a fool, brother, to see it again.
That's right.
Maybe, just maybe, the blinkers can work a treat over here, and we can finally see the best of him. I'm sure Mr. Soma must have him very, very fit, because he's put him straight into an 1800 meter after a layoff. So he must be fit and well, this horse. Storm Ahead, I don't know if you touched on the fact that now Gavin rides it.
Yes, so of course I didn't touch on that. Diego de Gouveia, 3 rides, and 2 have yet to be declared as far as the replacement's concerned. But Storm Ahead, thank you so much. Gavin Arena has picked up the ride.
Yeah, it's interesting they're stepping him up in trip. He's got a half sister by Ideal World, who won over 2000, having his peak run. Gavin takes the ride. Let's see how he goes. Oranjemund and Man's Night. I don't think there's going to be much separating the two of them. Oranjemund now gets fitted with blinkers. The same can be said about Man's Night, who is absolutely flying at the moment. The stable is. The Cane Train, this horse comes with a bit of a reputation. He did improve in a work rider race, but he's got a lot of scope for improvement. You know what, Cecil, I could have put in 2 horses in the PA and come through with one. I've opted to go 5 and treble up.
Well, when a man does that, normally it's a case of he's got a banker or two and it's not the biggest outlay, 320 Rand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, that is the way of Darrow. That banker, the first one comes about in leg number 3. And please be reminded that it is Mr. Diego de Gavea not riding. I think we should have the replacements coming through shortly. Right, we now have the remaining replacements for Mr. Diego de Gavea in race number 1. He teams up with the Way Mowing on Mojave Man. That is a chance ride, Caden Brewer. And he once again was intended to team up with Mr. Mowing on the Useful Soldier's Eye. That is also a useful chance ride for Gaydon Brewer. So that is replacements for Diego all sorted. Right, let's get back to the exotics, and it's now going on to race number 4. This is the first leg of the pick six, 1800 meters a trip, merit rated 74, and we should be off at 10 minutes to 2. Now, as far as race number 4 is concerned, you've got a very, very useful bunch of runners in the race. And once again, let's have a look at what sort of prize we're looking at. The favorite at this early stage, 5 to 2, is a 3 Diesel Shadow. Number 6 has the Grande, 28 to 10, 33 to 10, the 7th, 5th of July, 7 to 2. Number 2, Tambi, it's 14s and better bar those. The man's colors, again, they have to be respected. That is Manny Pandrams, Silks and Tambi.
Absolutely. Anything that the stable sends out currently is really running out of their skin, Cecil. I've been waiting for Thumby to run again because I don't think the race really worked out for him last time out. He got shuffled back into a less than ideal position, and despite the short straights, he picked it up beautifully. He now steps back up to 1800. He only got a £2 penalty. I think he's really going to go close over here. If Haslo Grande wasn't in this race, I would be having a full go on Thumby. I've just had a look at the pace in this race, and I think Haslo Grande's going to get it very easy up front. Now, if you go back to the run behind Diesel's Shadow, that was his second run after arrest, and he strips very fit, and he's 5 kilograms better off. If he gets it easy up front, I think he's got a possibility of reversing the form with the two of them that finished ahead of him, namely 5th of July and Diesel Shadow. So I'm going Haslo Grande. I liked what I've seen in his 3 comeback efforts ahead of Thumby. Obviously, for the pick 6, I've included the other 2, but you saw in my Bipot and PA, I went with numbers 2 and 6.
Okay, so that is 6. The Thumby, you just to confirm again, 2 or 6, your first choice?
6 from 2.
6 from 2. There it is, 2, 3, 6, and 7 will complete that first leg off the first the pick 6, and that is the first leg off at 10 minutes to 2. All right, just to confirm, deputizing for Diego de Gavea on the 3 Soldier's Eye will be Mr. Caden Brewer. This is a weighted to win for Saturday, proudly brought to you by Betway. We're looking ahead to turffontein racing on the stand-side track. And whilst it may not be the biggest in terms of quantity of runners, and now even reduced by that one runner, I Am Regal, who has been a runner just 24 hours ago at the bowl, and so is a scratching insufficient recovery time. 7 runners to face up, but what we do lack in quantity, quality is certainly there, and no better than the 1. Give Me a Shot. That is one of 3 joint favorites as I speak right now, with the 2 on the horizon and the 4 Key Element, all at 33 to 10, 9 to 2, and a better bar those. Give Me a Shot, last seen running behind a Joker Man, and that was at Turffontein on the 7th of July. Joker Man didn't quite rank that form on Gold Cup Day, but certainly that is a decent form coming into the race. And then the penultimate run, double Grand Slam, 3 lengths to double Grand Slam.
Yeah, Cecil, this filly, Give Me a Shot, certainly does have class about her. I think she's a grade 2 winner, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
yes.
Yeah, if you have a look at the best weighted column, she does come up trumps. But take note, in her last start behind Joker Man, you got the likes of Key Elements, who actually finished ahead of her and is 2 kilograms better off with her. Now, Key Elements in that race was exposed on the outside, no cover. Now she's still gate 1. She should get the run of the race, whereas Give Me a Shot is drawn in 7. So I'm going to go as far as saying she's going to confirm that form. So my first choice is Key Element. I had a look at Bernete and the replay. Now, she was in the same race as Key Element last time out. She actually got a little bit tight on the fence. But then when she did get a run, she wasn't making any inroads on Key Element. And now it's an additional 200 meters. So I am very confident that Key Element is going to confirm the form with Bonete. Now, that's the reason why I've backed up my first choice with number 2 on the horizon. Now, she didn't quite run her usual good race out at Gravel last time out, but she's back on the half vault. I think she's a much better filly with a longer testing run in. So I like the fact that she's on the stand side track this time around. And in her penultimate start, she won with a bit in hand. She quickened up smartly towards the outside on the inside track. So I think if there's nothing untoward with regards to the travelling, she should be Key Element's biggest danger. I'm only going numbers 2 and 4 here.
Just to confirm, I'm sure, Sauta was in the same race just behind
Correct.
Little Mary Sunshine in that race.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so just a decent form line. That is the jackpot first leg 2 and 4 for Mr. Marie. And then we will be going that 36 Rand as a full outlay. I'm sure you will be able to take it a couple of times. And all things being equal with this good form, we should show a profit. On we go with the show. It is time for that second jackpot to get underway when we get to race number 6 at 3 o'clock. This is a merit rate at 74. Please put a line through the one Chestnut Bomber who was in action on a Thursday at the Vault. Leaves us a field of 6, and a favorite is the 5 Corrupt, stable companion to the scratching, and that is at 11 to 2. 4 to 1 is an inform number 3 Gaudio Regime. The 4 Circus Lights is at 11 to 2, 8 to 1, and better bar those quoted runners. Now, first port of call, Mr. Marie, 11 to 20 about the 5 Corrupt, by all accounts, is highly regarded by the connections. Now, the horse that ran second, Kalesh Cyborg, was due to run at the Vaal on Tuesday, was a scratching. And another horse who came out of that form line, and I think you and I actually discussed that form line, saying both the second horse and the third horse were unfancied on that occasion. And unfortunately, the third horse, 12 o'clock high, didn't do the form any good. Although you could say, I think, don't write it off.
Yeah, but behind 12 o'clock high was a horse called Potberry,
Yeah.
who came out in ran second.
Yes, and you did say to us that that could be the horse that could be the fly in the ointment.
Yeah, so he finished 9 lengths behind the son of Corrupt. On, last time out, he's come out and run 2 places, but I'm still not entirely convinced with that form line. What I can say is, Cecil, this horse must have a little bit of class about him to have won up the straight over 1160. He's going to go a mile and a half. I mean, all his siblings stayed. He's so well related. He's a brother to Zeus. He's a brother to the filly that won yesterday, Indian Ocean, out of your league. Pay back the money. So there's a lot of stamina in his on his dam side and even being by Erupt. He was hard pressed to win on debut. I think he's found a fantastic field for him to remain unbeaten, but I really believe we're only going to see the best of him once he gets over ground and strengthens up. I expect him to win, but I do make a danger, and for that reason, I didn't bank him in my perms. If you took note, I added the scratching in to double up with Corrupt. The danger I made is number 2, Spring Tradition. Now, you can see in his penultimate starts, he beat Zip Code.
Yeah.
Zip Code's come out and done extremely well since then. But even in his last form line, I know he showed pace and he tired late, But that was a very, very strong field, Cecil.
Yeah.
You had the likes of Legend of Arthur in there, Mount Pinatubo, Zip Code was in there again. Xantha won from there. Skittles guys or something came out and ran second yesterday out at the Val. I think the pace is going to be on a year with either Guardia Regina or Sail the Sky pushing forward. If Sprint Tradition can latch on and get the run of the race, I think he could give this favourite a little bit of a cheek. So I am going 5 from 2.
5 from 2, and then after that, best of the rest, Guardia Regime.
Guardia Regine fitted with the blinkers again. Just 5 from 2. Field.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is confirmed there. 1, 2, and 5, as Daryl mentioned, he's putting in the scratching just for the doubling up purposes, and that is with the 5 Corrupt, confirming the reputation and that first run. All right, so at last chance to get involved in a pick 3 comes in the form of race 7, a fillies and mares 89 divided handicap. We're over the 1160. The 6th War Queen is scratched. And talking about War Queen, Lucky Would Lark is at a coupling, and is the second of that coupling that is favourite, and that is Waterloo in the colours of the Drakenstein. Currently at 16 at 10. It is Mr. Nivan Nastili rather, getting the ride with this 4 kg claim, so we'll have a mass of 52 net. 5 to 1 is the 4 Law of Success. The 8 On Cue, 5 to 1. 11 to 2 is the 3 Wings Within Me, 15 to 2, and a better bar those. The fillies and mares 89 divided handicap over the 1160, Daryl. Certainly a competitive affair where you wouldn't say many are going to Hollywood, but they certainly are hard knockers. The 3 Wings Within Me fits into that category.
She must have a chance. Simanga gets on well with her, although he's yet to win on her. I think he's run 2 good placings. Call me when you need me run. I prefer On Cue on that run, because On Cue was drawn towards the inside in the worst going. She beat her. I think she should confirm the form with Wings Within Me. Now, strictly on the run behind Virginia Beach, everything points towards What a Lucy. From day one, Lucky made it very clear the thoughts about What a Winter has ability.
Yeah.
She didn't quite show that in the early parts of her career, but now she's found her feet and she's in cracking form. Nivan takes the 4 kgs off her back, and she should really confirm the form with the fillies that finished behind her last time out, namely Law of Success and On Cue. But if you recall the race, On Cue nearly got put over the rail. She was forced to take evasive action, and she was very unfortunate. So I have backed up What a Lucy with On Cue. Now, if you go back a few runs, you'll see that Golden Aspen actually beat What a Lucy. But What a Lucy is as many as 5 kilograms better off with Golden Aspen. So she surely has the opportunity to reverse that form. So I've only got numbers 8 and 10 in this leg.
8 and a 10 for Daryl. And of course, Grant Maroon as a new recruit, the much traveled number 9 Oriental Bouquet, now racing in the colors of Grant Maroon, once racing in the colors of Greg Blank, if memory serves right. What a big odds first time out. Yeah. 8 and 10 by 128, by 2 and 7. That's your pick 3. The last one, starting with race 7. All right, you are watching the Awaited to Win, a preview to turffontein racing on a Saturday, the first meeting of this brand new spanking season, and it is proudly brought to you by the new sponsors of the Premier League, and that is the PSL, that is Betway. Now, Mr. Marie, Betway, this signage is actually going to be something that is going to be a pride. It's already a pride to be a part of, and it's suddenly, with everywhere I go, where there's soccer fans, it is that deal that they're talking about. That deal, that big historic deal. And certainly, I'm sure you've been with them from day one as far as the show is concerned. You can only be feeling proud.
I most certainly am. To have a brand like them behind our show, I have to hold my head up high. So, speaking about Betway, now, if you are a client of Betway, you need to submit your daily selections. They've got a competition running daily. It's if you go under horse racing and you
Yeah.
look for jackpots,
Yeah.
all you have to do is, I know it's difficult, but you have to choose the winners of the last 8 races on the card, and you can nominate one of your selections to run a place. So 7 of them need to win and 1 needs to run a place. And there's a jackpot of R1,000,000 up for grabs each and every day, free of charge. You
So
don't,
this is, for instance, with turpentine races 2 to 9.
2 to 9, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
7 winners, 1 placing.
the terms and conditions are on there. Just click on jackpots and you'll see it.
Okay, that is good news.
Yeah, so, yeah. This is a fillies and mares handicap, sis. You know, Red Carpet Girl. I know she's under sufferance, but she's a much better mare up the Turffontein straight. Penultimate start, finished close up behind Dillasword. She's actually won twice over the course in distance. She's only won 3 times in her entire career, but 2 of them have been over the course in distance. Penultimate start was off for 62. She's now for 58. That's the 4 pounds over there, or the 2 kilograms. I think she could feature over here. Now, where's the party? She's done extremely well on the Highveld. Very unfortunate in the last start. If you watch the replay, she took a little bit of a bump coming out the pens, but then Chase opted to come right towards the outside running rail. It was a big field. She was drawn 3. Could have cost her a length or 2, but she's back over the course and distance that she won when making her debut on the Highveld for the Peter Yard. I think she'll go well over here. Form line's holding up nicely.
We just touched on it the previous race, huh?
Yes. Now we also have to touch on the previous race's result, because Virginia Beach is represented by Waterloosie, On Cue, Law of Success. Now, if
Okay,
you have
that
a
is
look
which
at
one? Here come the Bokkie.
the Virginia Beach of Rattlebag.
Yes, of course. All right.
Now have a look at who Rattlebag's run against.
Yeah.
She's run against Dreamland, Celtic Rumors,
Fully
Beating
loaded.
Wings, Celtic Rumors. I know she's having her second run after rest, and it's a little bit on the sharp side for her, but she's got the class in this race to pull it off.
Yeah.
Cracking comeback effort last time out.
Yeah.
So I think the race lies between numbers 1, 2, and 8.
And of course, the penultimate form line with Where's the Party was franked in that funny kind of way with the Tony Peter horse coming through to win the last race. That
Right on.
Right on. Had been in the same race, was actually behind, just in front of Where's the Party. All right, so that is a 1, 2, and 8, you say, sir? Thank you. That is an Exacta box, and certainly could prove very profitable if the numbers come in the desired fashion. Well, race 9 is the classified stakes to bring the curtain down on a turpentine racing on the standside track, and all things being equal, we should be off at 4:45 with this next turpentine race meeting. Saturday, the 10th of August. It is 1,000 meters, and again a race that has a few hard knockers in its midst. And the favorite at 4-1, a weak favorite, is Sakala Skatulo, and that is Spears Triangle Stratum, looking to make it back-to-back victories with Clint Binder. He did win just last Saturday on a horse that he's known quite well, Esquivel, I think, last Saturday. What he rides is Sakala Skatulo for the first time, 4-1. 92 is the 4 Golden Chandelier, the 6 in the Ether, 5-1 sevens, and better bar those. Now, saying to you off air, the 4 Golden Chandelier, a few Kempton Park boys will be on course, and that is Krista Kutsia and so forth. And then recent maiden winner, the 8 Gaelic Dancer, the whole of Mayfair, or at least the Once Upon a Time Mayfair, will also be on our course. So that'll be quite a congregation.
Yeah, and I wish Sean and Hannah everything of the best.
Yes,
and
indeed.
speedy
Yes,
recovery. Yeah, Cecil, have a look at the combination record of Clint Binder and Pierce Stradom. Now, I think that it has got a lot to do with Whirly Whirly. But Sakala is Atulu. Last time out improved, and I think he improved with the tongue tie. Mr. Binder put the tongue tie on and ran a lovely race. A jockey up, Pierce Stradom up now. I'll give it a chance. Secret Chord, 1 from 1 as a gelding. Not too sure why it still states he's a colt over there, but he is a gelding. In the Ether, caught the eye last time out. She was hopelessly outpaced, stayed on nicely. What else?
Heirloom, do you ever give that a chance?
Yeah, I don't know, sis. I'll give her a money chance. I don't know if she's really trained on, but she's been thereabouts. She's obviously off a right mark now. The horse I'm leaning towards, and I've suggested a win bet on, and I would just wish it was a 1160. is coming in hot. Now, Gavin's partnered the son of Oratorio 7 times in the past for 2 wins, a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth. No, 2 seconds, a third, fourth, and fifth. So 5 out of the 7 he's been in the money.
Well,
Now,
6 out of the 7. If you say there was a fifth
yeah,
as well.
okay.
Yeah.
Have a look at the course and distance form. He's only 1 from 1, but I think he's a better 1200 meter horse. He's having his third on after a rest. He's come down further in the ratings. There appears to be pace towards the outside with Gaelic Dancer, Life Goes On, In a Fix. I'm hoping they can pull him through. You know who he beat over the course and distance
No.
when he won? He beat a horse called Troppo Valace
Oh, whoa.
in the middle of winter.
Uh-huh.
So I think around 8-1, he is the value in the race. I'm not overly bullish, but at 8-1, you can't get hurt.
Yeah, I think Gavin's agent, whoever he is very much from your school of thought. When the marriage rating starts to come down, you see Gavin back on horses that he's done well with. This
Yeah.
has dropped from a 73 now, running off a 65. And of course, Darren, as we round off, you've given us some good news. There is that new incentive, that daily bet free of charge on Betway, and that is, of course, that jackpot. Last 8 races on the card, at least 7 have to be winners. You've got the slight latitude of having one horse run out of that number 1 box, and you're in line for big, big money. Coming in hot, that is the 7. This is a win suggestion at 8-1 from Daryl Marie himself.